Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your Christmas vacation. This is your host for the most, Benji Detail, coming to you back with another exciting episode of the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed their Christmas vacation and New Year's. I know I did. If I cough during the interview, I apologize in advance. I'm getting over a cold, and this chest cold is kicking my ass. So, with that being said, I am sitting down with Paige Bourne, who plays Elyse in one of the most fucked up, twisted movies I've seen so far in 2025, called Kombucha. So, yeah, for those who haven't seen this, real quick, it's a movie mixed with dark humor, body horror, and social commentary at the same time. Not what I was expecting at all, which is really good. And the film hysterically skewers soul sucking jobs, corporate nonsense, and the fixation of wellness products, making it a significant for those in the grind. For me, perfect example, I grind myself every day in my work, my admin job. I love my job. It's just still very long 8 hours. So the movie is fun, it's trippy, and it's brilliant. And in essence of its cult-worthy indie movie that deserves a lot of praise. So tonight, again, I'm sitting down with Paige Bourne, the ever-supporting girlfriend who has apprehensions about her boyfriend's job. So anyway, let's talk about kombucha, your mother, not your mother's Kool-Aid. So please give a very warm welcome to my special guest, Paige. Thank you so much for joining me and taking the time out to sit down. How the hell are you doing?
I'm good, Ben. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to chat about this movie with you.
So am I. I have lots of questions,
I
and
bet you do.
I love this movie because it has the David Cronenberg style of horror. And Jesus fucking Christ, I am not. At first, I had apprehensions about drinking good kombucha, and now seeing this movie, it confirmed my apprehensions. So I'm never touching this stuff. And for those who are drinking kombucha, I salute you, and I hope you don't turn to a monster or have some weird shit happen to you at the same time. So, if you could please enlighten the audience and tell us a little about yourself and what made you audition for the role of Elyse.
Sure. So just a little about my background. I started acting in high school. I think my freshman year, I was so overwhelmed with like all the new high school experiences. I did no extracurriculars besides like band or whatever, but I had some friends who were in the fall play. So I went to just support them, not expecting, all that much, but like they looked like they were having so much fun. It looked like a cool way to meet people. And so I'm like, all right, I'll audition for the spring play. I'll like give this a try myself. And that was it. And so I actually did just theater for like the longest time. In fact, I was all ready to go to San Francisco for this like acting apprenticeship when COVID happened. And
Yeah.
so that didn't happen. And so I was like, okay, I think I need to like pivot. And I guess I'm an on camera actor now because that's all that there is. And I mean, I had done like a little bit of on camera stuff before because I've got an improv background. So, like, a lot of commercial directors like improv people. But I don't know, it was kind of a cool time to like try out screen acting because that's all that there was. It just made me appreciate acting in like a whole different way to go from like stage to screen. And I mean, I was just hooked. And now, like, I do far more on camera work than stage stuff these days. But specifically for kombucha, I actually self submitted to it. I found the casting call on a site called Backstage. And I actually almost didn't even submit because, like, I love the character and everything. But then I saw at the bottom of the casting call, it was like, this is a 3 week shoot. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 3 weeks off of my day job to make a movie about how much it sucks to have a day job. But like after thinking about it for a while, like I was just so interested in the concept. I had never heard of anything like it before. And I just knew I would really regret it if I didn't at least like try and submit. So I did. I did a self tape shortly after. And when you send in self tapes, like you might not hear anything. You don't know what the timeline is. So I went on vacation with my family up in Door County, Wisconsin. And right before I'm about to go on this hike in like a very remote part of Door County, where of course there's no cell reception, I get a message from Jake Myers, the director, and he's like, "Hey, we'd like to set up a Zoom call back with you, like as soon as we can." And then I lose reception because I go on this hike. And that was like in the back of my mind the entire time. But thankfully, my family was like super cool and accommodating. So I did my Zoom call back from like a room in the cabin that we had rented. Jake sent me the script shortly after. I read it that night, and I think the next morning I was like, sick, I'm in. Like, let's do this movie. And that was that.
Well, first of all, congratulations. I mean, playing the role of Elise is I can't imagine it was too easy or pretty challenging, and you delivered your role flawlessly. So so high five to you, kudos, pat yourself on the back, do what you gotta do, cheers up with a beer, I don't know, whatever. So that's the dilemma I have. I'm trying to get into more acting roles, but all I could do is just remote acting, and it sucks.
Yeah.
So I have a few that I've submitted tapes for, but you know what? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm still enjoying interviewing actors. I don't care. Well, whatever. So
For sure.
I've
That's all you
landed.
can ask for.
It's fun. It's really fun to do, and I get to know actors on a more personal level, which is really cool. So I did land a job. I landed a role last year as in an indie horror film, but it's not due to be released till October this year. So
You'll have
yeah,
to tell me about it. I want to check it out.
the movie's called The Farmhouse Murders. So it's all being filmed here in New Jersey, not too far from me, about a half hour drive actually. And real quick, I asked the directors, "Hey, do you, this is during COVID too?" So I was like, "Do you have any remote roles?" He's like, "I got one for a podcaster." I was like, "Perfect, I'm in because I do this shit all the time." So
No way. I was going to be like, what is a podcaster? And like, exactly.
yeah, it was a 30-second line, but it still mattered to me. So
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
in
"Oh yeah."
it. Nice.
So yeah, and I was told that he's supposed to be a fan favorite, my character. I'm like, whatever. It's a 30-second role. What still? Anyway, it still matters. Anyway,
Awesome.
um, non-paid, but I don't give a shit, you know. So, in your own words, can you describe who is Elise? What is her deal in the movie?
Yeah. Uh, so like very basically, Elyse is the main character, Luke's girlfriend, and both her and Luke like were creative at a time. Like Luke pursued music, she did like art and drawing, but Elyse really values like she's very practical, so she values like safety and security, and so she's like, all right, I think I need to table this art thing and I'm going to get like a 9 to 5, and she works at this like lab job doing science. And I guess what I appreciate about her is like, yes, while she's creative and practical, like the way that she shows that she cares about the people around her is like through actions. And so when Luke is struggling with his music career and is obviously struggling like financially too, this job falls into his lap and she's like, "Hey, I think you should take the job." And then when Luke starts to tell her all these things about this company that are like sounding really odd, she takes it upon herself to like investigate the company. And there's this girl at the beginning of the movie named Rachel who dies. And so she investigates that and meets the girl's mom, Tammy. And then her and Tammy like infiltrate this corporation, Symbio, and try to like take it down. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's why I really liked playing her because like there's no sitting back and just talking about stuff or like hemming and hawing. She's like not a damsel. She's like, I got to do something about it. Whether I'm ready or not, we'll figure it out along the way, but we've got to do something.
Hey, kicking ass and taking names. I love it. So
Exactly.
pretty much walking in and taking a shit on the establishment. I salute you. So
Someone's got to do it.
so a kombucha cult is what I want to call it. So creepy as hell. So after reading the scripts and knowing that this movie is the perfect example of a well-worn horror archetype. So what are your initial thoughts about this film? And I have to know, I got to pick your brain.
When I first read the script, I mean, my first thought was like, I've never read anything like this before. Um, but another movie that it reminded me of was Ex Machina. And that was actually like a film that we kept talking about just sort of in our preparation for like the tone that we wanted. We're like, on paper, it's kind of like a B movie plot, but they like it's so slick and they take it so seriously and do it so well that like the audience buys in. And so that's like kind of what we tried to do with Kombucha too. We're like, our story is also insane. Like our big bad is a sentient bacteria monster, but like we tried to just kind of have that same tonal thing of like we're gonna try not to wink the entire time and make it campy, and like we're gonna lean into the tension and the anxiety and like treat it really seriously. And I mean the movie's a wild ride. I don't know how else to describe it.
I think that's like the best description I've heard so far, is being a wild ride. And I have to say the scene where I think it's Luke who's standing next to his coworker, and his coworker's doing he burps and something comes out of his mouth,
Yeah.
and I had to pause. I was like, nope. That was a big no moment for me. I'm like, do I really want to continue to watch this movie, or do I just want to like not deal with this at all? So I continued to watch it very bravely and avoided kombucha the entire time. I'm like, I'm not buying this shit anymore. No, no, not happening. So my next question to you is that horror films often necessitate intense and emotional performances. A lot of it going on in this film. I mean, you could tell. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, how did you approach the challenging facets of your role in terms of the horror elements, like the body horror?
Yeah, well, I mean, like kombucha is gross. Like the thingy that makes it up is called a SCOBY, which it's like an acronym for something, but it's like something combination of like bacteria and yeast. And so like if you've ever seen one, it's like this gross like jelly monster thing, and it's also literally alive. So that's disgusting. So learning about like the science of it kind of helped me find my way in. And I have to say too, we shot all of the like mother's room stuff, like that red room at the end, at this place in Chicago called Smash Virtual Studios, where it's like the coolest location ever because all of the walls and the ceiling are like video panels. So it could be like any environment you want. And I think the director Jake like made the digital background of Mother's Room. And I remember once we like walked in and saw it for the first time, like there's all these gross like tentacle things absolutely everywhere. And like I'm so glad we had that as opposed to like a green screen. Because if Jake had tried to like tell us actors like, okay, imagine with me what this Mother's Room could look like I think we'd all have a different idea. So to like actually be in the environment was like a lifesaver because it really helped us understand the stakes of like, okay, the big Scoby monster is here and it's giant and it's terrifying and there's this like pool in front of her. So yeah, like having that environment really helped a lot. Like I could not imagine doing it in front of a green screen.
Me neither. I mean, oh god, I can't get some of the scenes out of my head. Just talking to you now is like all this just is flooding back to me now. I'm like, I may have to go watch the movie again. As much as it's gonna scare me, I'm gonna have to watch it again just to wrap it around my head. So, um, there are a lot of tools, techniques, and resources film used in this movie, and a lot were put towards like the practical effects. I mean, we could definitely see. Could you go into detail on how most of the body horror sequences were done?
For sure. Well, one of the biggest things is like, you know how there's like the corporate slimy Luke and like regular Luke by the end. We like quite literally had a body double for that. And that's kind of a funny story because we had a body double originally cast and like something happened last minute where we didn't have a body double anymore. So there was this PA named Armand Grant, and he's like kind of the same height as Terrence Carey, who plays Luke. And he's like, I'll be the stunt double. And so like he stepped in last minute. And yeah, I mean all of the slimy stuff, it was, I don't know, gross, whatever Vaseline stuff. We had a really cool special effects makeup department where like anything that they could practically do, they did. And I also too, there are a couple scenes where like there's like a little, I don't know, scopy monster thing that like kind of floats around and like it even like jumps out at one point and goes like across the room. It was like this little rubber thing, like literally on wheels. And I think Jake just like remote controlled it around to like have it move around. But I think the biggest practical effect is Mother at the end. And that's kind of like a whole story because I know they wanted Mother to be like as practical as possible, and it just like didn't work out. Like it wasn't looking the way that they had hoped. So the final Mother you see, I think, is like mostly digital. But like on the day when we were shooting all of the Mother sequences, like I think it was this like PVC pipe rectangle with like a yoga ball on top, and then this like, I don't know, silicone or rubber encasing, and then these like tentacles. And this guy named Kai Young like was the puppet. So he was in like a crunch position all day long, like manually moving the like tentacles. And so I mean, it was really awesome to have that like practical performance because like again, I don't know how you would describe to anyone like what Mother looks like without having some sort of practical thing to look at. So it was super helpful to have all of that stuff there rather than just kind of like I don't know, imagining it and then seeing the final cut of the movie and you're like, oh, I guess that's what I was interacting with the whole time.
Are there any other sequences that stuck out to you the most?
Um, like all of the fights really like stuck out to me. I know there's the scene where, oh, I hope this isn't like a spoiler, but when Tammy gets killed by Andy, like that hit with the fire extinguisher was so gross. And I think another fight sequence that sticks out is when the two Lukes are like fighting with each other because both Terrence and Armand like learned both like sides of the fight and did it. And it was so cool to see that put together. Cause I mean, like Terrence committed 10,000% to this fight with himself. And I love at the end where he like kind of like cries. And I think he like kisses the forehead of the little like corporate slimy version or something. And I just loved that part because it's just so weird. And that's like exactly what the movie is in a nutshell, where it's like so weird, but I can't look away. And I'm kind of like enjoying it.
It's I guess it's kind of hard to look away from I guess what I call as a psychological mind spanks. So and is okay. I'm gonna put it away. It's a mind fuck, pretty much. That's all I'm gonna say. It's one big giant mind fuck, and I absolutely love movies with psychological horror aspects because it makes you wonder. And like it's like when you're watching movies, like, do you think the characters believe this is actually going on, or is it all in their head? So you're trying to decide whether okay, is Luke imagining all this shit like the woman in the bathtub giving birth to a baby in a bathtub. That scene, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? So I
Yeah.
had to stop the movie and question myself and my
And
sanity at
the
the same
boob
time.
too.
So because you see Luke wake up and next morning like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And she's like, I don't know. Just continue to watch the movie, see what happens. So I don't know. Yeah, it's and it definitely makes you question your sanity, and that's another thing I like about this movie. Um, Again, with the resources, the tools, and techniques, what surprised you the most while producing this movie?
Hmm. I think a cool kind of surprise was how, I mean, game everyone was to make like such a weird movie. So like, I know I kind of like mentioned the like, that like scene where the boob is like pouring out kombucha. So that was like a medical grade like device. I'm assuming to like teach lactation or something, but like here we are rigging it up with like tea to make it look like a kombucha boob. So I mean like the scenario is absolutely insane. And I have to say too, like there are so many talented people working in front of and behind the camera. Like we had people in our crew who worked on like The Bear and like all these big shows that shoot in Chicago. But then here they are working on a scene where we need to figure out how to make this like boob prosthetic work. And the producer's son was actually there, and he was just kind of like exactly who we needed to like manipulate this prosthetic thing. And so yeah, like the producer's son is the one who's just kind of like holding that. So I think that was the thing that surprised me the most is you have these incredibly talented people with the best like resumes ever, but they're so like down to earth and just like ready to do whatever is needed to make this indie movie happen. And here they are. Like I mean, for that scene and like so many others, it was just all hands on deck to get the shot and to make the movie happen.
Definitely, I can tell that the actors were definitely committed to their roles. Especially I can't even think of her name. The blonde hair woman who went crazy on Luke. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember her
Kelsey
name.
the boss. Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I could tell she was totally dedicated to her role, and not only did you and the guy who played Luke deliver flaws, but she delivered as well. I
Mhm.
mean, kind of reminds me of my ex-wife a little bit. So I'm not. God, I hope she doesn't hear that. If I'm not cutting it out. Sorry, honey. I love you, but you know what? You're my ex-wife. You kind of remind me of her a little bit, but Um, so what are you hoping that the audiences take away from this film? What do you think what connects the most with them?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a weird, slimy love letter to anyone who's worked like a corporate soul-sucking job. I mean, it's a really gross reminder that you are like way more valuable than like your work metrics or your annual performance review. You know, you like bring so much more value than whatever a corporation can extract out of you. And I mean, at the very least, like we hope you can laugh with us at just the absurdity of corporate culture. And like, I mean, if you think about it, some of the weird like rituals we do at work and even some of the language we use, like it's kind of culty. So yeah.
Have you drinking kombucha? Hell no, I'm not turning into some kind of monster. I'm
No.
good. So, do you have any advice for anyone who is hesitant to drink kombucha or after seeing this movie?
I mean, I've got to be honest, I took like one sip of it and I just hated it. Like it's not for me. And so that was even before the movie. I'm definitely not having it now because especially like seeing the SCOBY. I mean, like if you've never seen it before, like look up pictures, look up a video, especially. It's so disgusting. So just like being around the little SCOBY things that we had is enough to put me off of the drink forever. Like I'm good. I have no advice for you. If you're able to drink it somehow, like more power to you because I can't.
I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, I never had it before in my life, and I've seen all like I used to work in Seattle before I moved
Uh-huh.
back to New Jersey. And kombucha is like a big thing in Seattle.
I'm
So
sure.
yeah, and I'm seeing my coworkers like all these like legal advisors and attorneys drinking kombucha. And I saw I had to ask, I was like, what are you drinking, sir? He's like, what's kombucha? I'm like, what the fuck is kombucha? So never heard of my entire life and always hesitant to drink it because I have no idea what to say this stuff. I mean, am I gonna shit my brains out? Am I gonna lose weight? What's gonna happen? It's like there's no gray area, there's no in between. So and now after seeing this movie, I have never touched this stuff.
It's a hard
So
no now. Yeah.
yeah, it's a hard pass. And even though it's a psychological thing, it's gonna stick with me until the day I die. So if someone brings kombucha to my funeral, I'm gonna haunt you the rest of my life, or the rest of your life anyway. So what's next for you? I mean, do you have anything coming up you'd like to share? Anything exciting coming? Any future goals you want to share?
Well, I mean, with the start of the year, like things are just like, you know, starting up again. So doing some auditioning here and there. But I've wanted to like write and make my own work for the longest time. And I'm really hoping that this is the year that I can like do that in earnest. So that's kind of what's going on with me right now. But I do have to say, I know Jake, the director, has kind of like teased a kombucha sequel. I know literally nothing about it. Like I don't know any details or anything. All I know is that like he's kind of playing around with the idea of like the kind of health wellness like space for kombucha. So I hope I get to hear more about it soon because like I think that'd be so sick to do a kombucha sequel and just like get even weirder with it.
Well, if they do make a sequel, I hope they bring you back as the ass kicking person who just wants to find out what the hell's going on. So, um, I mean, you again, you do deliver your role flawlessly, and I'm so glad that they chose you to play Elyse because you did it so well. Um, yeah, for those who want to try kombucha the first time, don't watch this movie, please, because you're not going to want to after seeing it. Trust me. Um, that's all the time we have and all the questions I have. Thank you so much again, Paige, for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your future and your career. And I have a little side project going on my own. I have a movie being written that someone's writing a movie for me. So I'm hoping it goes out really well for me. And anyway, yeah, good luck and have a wonderful evening. And again, thank you so much for joining me. And I wish, actually, you know what? I will definitely see you on the big screen again. I got a good feeling about it.
Hey, let's hope so. This was so awesome chatting with you, Ben. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the wonderful, the beautiful, the talented Paige Bourne, who plays Elyse in the movie Kombucha. Don't drink it. It's not Kool-Aid. And Jesus, just stay away from the Scobies, all right? Please, you don't want none of that crap. It's like Venom times 100. So don't watch it. And don't drink kombucha. That's all the time we have. Thank you so much and good luck. Have a wonderful evening and all that good stuff.